Keychron have gone from releasing some of the best entry-level, low-profile mechanical keyboards to expanding to produce an insane range of different type of keyboards. However, recently they've also started to produce a range of mice that can be used for anything from productivity to gaming. And recently I made a video discussing why the Keychron M6 mouse is better than what is arguably the most popular productivity mouse out there, and that's the Logitech MX Master. But Keychron also sell other mice, and one of my favourites is the Keychron M3 Mini. And recently I got hold of the metal edition of this mouse, so in this video I thought I'd compare the Keychron M6 to the Keychron M3 Mini metal edition. Now, starting with the design of these two mice, the Keychron M3 Mini does look like a standard mouse, albeit it's slightly smaller. The metal edition also has these triangular cutouts which do give it a unique design. This also does mean that you can see the inside of the mouse when you're using it. The purpose of these cutouts is to try and reduce as much needless weight as possible. The Keychron M6 has what has become to be known as a sort of productivity design. Basically, Keychron have copied the look of the MX Master. This means that you get an ergonomic design that includes the thumb rest and prioritises comfort and productivity above all else. I'd also argue that M6 can be used for a long period of time due to the design enabling you to have a really comfortable grip when you're using it. The Keychron M6 has an all plastic design with a rubber scroll wheel and a plastic side scroll wheel. This all plastic design does help increase the durability of the mouse, and I've had no issues with wear and tear after using it for around a year now. The Keychron M3 Mini can also be purchased with an all plastic design, or it can be purchased with a metal design, which is the one I have here. The metal case is made from magnesium, which again helps to reduce the weight of the mouse, whilst also ensuring that the mouse is durable. I'd also argue that the magnesium casing helps to ensure that the M3 Mini has a comfortable grip. The M3 also has a rubber grippy scroll wheel, but does not have the side scroll wheel. Both mice do have two side buttons, although the ones on the M3 Mini are slightly smaller. In terms of the colour options for these mice, the M6 either comes in black or white, although both have a black vertical scroll wheel. The M3 Mini also has these two options of black and white, although as I said before, you can also get the metal version, which I have here, and that only comes in black. Both mice have a switch on the underside, which enables you to switch between Bluetooth mode, wired mode, or through using it with the wireless receiver that comes with the mice. On the underside, there are also buttons to adjust the polling rate and the DPI of each mouse. Now, I'd argue one of the biggest selling points about the M6 mouse is its versatility. It's designed like a productivity mouse, but I'd also argue that it has a mid-range weight of a gaming mouse. That's mainly down to its all plastic design, and it only weighs 78 grams, so it glides very easily on your desk mat without much force. Needless to say, the M3 Mini Metal Edition is lighter. It only weighs 64 grams, and this is only 4 grams heavier than Logitech's Lightspeed Pro gaming mouse. This is perhaps unsurprising, given Keychron have basically done everything they can to make this mouse as light as possible. In terms of the dimensions of the M3 Mini, it has a length of 120mm, a width of 65mm, and a height of 39mm. The M6, on the other hand, has a length of 122.5mm, a width of 75mm, and a height of 50mm. It's not really surprising that the M6 is wider given it has the thumb rest. It's also 10mm taller than the M3 Mini, but that makes sense given the M3 Mini is supposed to be a smaller version of the original Keychron M3 mouse. One of the biggest selling points of both of these mice, and just Keychron mice more generally, is that they have the Pixar 3395 sensor, which means that the DPI can be increased to up to 26,000 if either of these mice are used with the wireless receiver that you get in the box. The level of precision is great for gaming if you're going from using a mouse with a much lower DPI like the Logitech MX Master, and you'll really notice the difference. As I mentioned before, these mice both have DPI ranges from 100 to 26,000, and you can click through the DPI range on the underside of the mouse. This also allows you to adjust the DPI without having to use the customization software every single time you want to change it. You won't be able to utilise the highest DPI range if it's not used with a wireless receiver. Both of these mice also have the option to increase the polling rate up to 4000 Hz, provided you purchase the M6 or the M3 Mini that includes one of the wireless receivers, and these are shaped like the Keychron keyboards. The standard wireless receivers only have a polling rate of up to 1000 Hz. The original M3, not the one with the metal casing, can also be purchased with a Pixar 3950 sensor, which gives the mouse a polling rate of up to 8,000 Hz. Both of these keyboards can be connected to your device either through Bluetooth, through a wired connection, or through the 2.4 GHz wireless receiver that you get in the box. You can also use the switch on the underside of the mouse to switch between the connection options. Both mice also come with a braided USB-C to USB-C cable for charging. Now, one of the biggest problems with the M6 mouse is the battery life. Keychron have tried to improve this in their newer version of the mouse, and that's the version of the M6 which has a 4,000 Hz polling rate. However, to get the mouse to last around to 120 hours, as Keychron are advertising, it has to be used at a polling rate of 1,000 Hz. So it's not even using the maximum polling rate of 4,000 Hz, and you're only getting 120 hours of use. If you're going to make a mouse with 4,000 Hz polling rate, then why recommend that people then purchase a mouse and use a lower polling rate than advertised? I've had my mouse for over a year now, and the battery really isn't that great. Despite the Keychron M6 having a larger battery than the M3, the M6 has an 800 mAh battery, whereas the M6 has a 600 mAh battery. M3 Mini is advertised as lasting up to 135 hours with a polling rate again set to 1,000 Hz. If the M3 Mini Metal Edition is set to a polling rate of 4,000 Hz, then it's going to have an advertised battery life of up to 40 hours. So again, still not great. Either way, both of these mice are going to need charging quite frequently. Now, when I previously reviewed the Keychron M6 mouse, I wasn't able to use their software to customize the mouse as it wasn't available for macOS. Thankfully, Keychron have now fixed this, and both of these mice are customizable using the Keychron engine software. If you're using the Keychron engine, the buttons on the mice can be customized and shortcuts can also be set up to help you with your workflow. Also, as advertised on their website, you can adjust the polling rate and DPI through the software and not just using the underside of the mouse. In terms of the price, the Keychron M3 original version can be purchased for $69 with a 4,000 Hz polling rate, or $49 for the 1,000 Hz polling rate. The Metal Edition of the M3 can be purchased for $99 and only comes with a maximum polling rate of 4,000 Hz. The Keychron M6, on the other hand, can also be purchased for $69 for the 4,000 Hz polling rate version, or $49 for the original 1,000 Hz polling rate version. Given what these mice actually have to offer, the price is actually really good. I personally prefer the Keychron M6 4,000 Hz polling rate mouse, mainly because I just like the versatility of it. I can literally use it for admin work, video editing and gaming, and I don't have to change the mouse. Seeing as I also use the Logitech MX Master 3, I also like the fact that the mouse has a thumb rest, and I like the ergonomic shape. The M3 Metal Edition is a really good mouse, and it's fairly light and durable. It works well with gaming, and it would actually hold up really well as a travel mouse because of its small form factor. However, one problem with it is it does attract a lot of dust, and things get inside because of the triangular cutouts on the side of the mouse. Either way, Keychron have gone from being a company which is focused solely on producing keyboards to also producing some really good and well-priced mice. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you have, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.